Yeah. All right. So, welcome back to Occultists Anonymous, episode 51, which is not nearly as impressive as 50. It's just one more now. It's just
just one more.
It's just passe. I'm bored with it.
2%, you know.
Yeah, 2%. All right. Well, yes. Thank you for joining us, guys. This is sponsored by Roll20 and the Onyx Path, and viewers like you. Thank you to our patrons, Alexander, Brendan, Claire, Danny, Giovanni, James, Josh Catfeathers. That's 2 different people, by the way. Michael, Nova, Perry, Ryan, Samuel Schmitty, and Thomas. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you also for everybody who is out there liking, subscribing, because there's 2 different ones. There's Twitch and there's YouTube. And I guess technically the podcast, which could be like a couple different ones. Anyways, thank you, all of you people who subscribe. And if you're not subscribed and you're watching us a lot, go ahead and click the subscribe button. We don't have a lot going on, but it helps. And then, thank you guys for your support, especially you folks who are sharing and like talking about, hey, we're live. And yeah. And also a special shout out to all you guys on Discord. Thank you for making my workday enjoyable because I'm definitely on Discord far more when I'm at work.
Thank you for blowing the hell up out of my phone while I was driving across the country. I would finish a shift because we were driving. Sarah and I drove for like 3 hours at a time. So we'd take a break and get something to drink or whatever. And I'd check my phone. It's like, hey, Discord's got 157 notifications.
Oh.
It's like,
somebody started
on you for having your channels give you notifications.
No, because it would be 100. Yeah,
157 messages. Yeah.
But yeah, so thank you. And also, if you're not in our Discord, there's links everywhere. Sadly, we don't have an easy one. Patreon is the.staylucky.club. But Discord, hopefully, maybe somebody might put a link in the chat. That'd be cool. If you can link. If not, hang out after the show and I'll post a link myself. Also, check our Twitter or any of our videos. It's in there. You can find the link. It is a lot of fun. And you don't even if you're I don't really care about mage, you just want to talk about dumb stuff. We
talk about a lot of dumb stuff.
We have a channel
for that.
We
got a channel just for burbs.
Just for burbs.
Yep.
It's a very good channel.
This is the stuff I put up with, guys. I was like, let's make a mage show. They're like, we're going to talk about birds. All right, well, here's a channel for you.
Just remember,
actually,
I made that channel.
I made that channel.
I made the channel.
I remember looking at, what is this channel? Chris has made it. Yeah, okay. So, like I said, guys, we are not professional voice actors in any way. We are not crazy. We're just a bunch of nerds just like you. And we're having a good time thanks to you guys. So, when we last left the Cabal, Atratus and Songbird had set up their new sanctum for smithing and crafting and forming things. Wyrd had some problems getting her mana. And then pointed out that, whoops, we've been doing the mana rules for Scouring wrong for 50 episodes.
We know better now.
Yep, we've learned. And then the whole 3 of them showed up and convinced some werewolves that, hey, we're going to borrow this one, and he's going to go to Peru with us and go on a Indiana Jones style adventure. And they were on board. They're also now even with that pack of werewolves, so it cost them, air quotes, something, but. And then we pick up Tuesday morning. No, actually, this is Tuesday afternoon. After they had met at the fire station. Where we go?
To the Athenaeum.
Okay.
To get back my grimoire.
Cool. Yeah, I was going to say that does feel like a very pick it up yourself kind of thing. So, there's a.
He's just not going to be eager to come give it to you.
Mm-mm.
No,
it's been a week technically.
So yeah, he's had it for a full week. When you guys get there, he's standing there with a museum security guard. He's got the little patches and stuff like that, and he's got a gun holstered, and he's just standing while he's just holding the grimoire in what looks like museum quality, like glass container and stuff like that. And they're just out in public, just standing there. And it looks like a handoff of museum, type, stuff, and passes it off to you guys. And he's kind of looks and he goes, yeah, that was not fruitful. Yeah, there's a block on really digging into the good stuff. So we made a deal, I'm kind of pointing at Atreides, about finding the others. Because I think we're going to have to
have them you can get in.
Just sort of Voltron them together, or...
I mean, you bring me another one and we'll figure it out. Well, I'm not sure it, in terms of game mechanics, it's locked opacity. In order to actually dig in further, you're going to have to actually have that.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm not going to bring you another one.
Oh.
You can take a look at ones that we bring back for ourselves.
Well, I mean, I'm sure she's bringing it back for, and the Mysterium will, have claim to it.
I mean, probably.
Fair.
Unless someone else...
I guess it is
or
a
at least
Mysterium
keep
Cabal.
copies.
Yeah, now that said, now this is 100% a good spot, because it is 100% okay that, like, mages are like, this is my grimoire. Like, I found it, I recovered it, I made it. This is mine. This belongs to our cabal, and do not necessarily turn it over to an order.
Yeah.
Now that said, orders are going to, put some pressure to, like, no. We can store that much better than you can.
In this case, I would agree.
Right.
With what little we know about these things, I'm cool with giving them these.
Right. Now, the big trick is that's where you have some political capital to kind of push around and be like, yeah, I have this thing. I can give this over if I get something in, recompension. Why can I not?
Return.
Recompense.
Yeah, return. We'll go with
Recompense.
Can I, while this conversation is going on, can I throw out a quick spell?
I mean, well, yes, you can, because of course you can, but
8 successes.
What are you casting?
I'm casting divination. I got 2 questions.
Oh, okay. Well, 3 if you want them.
No, I'll take the condition.
Okay, but what yantras are you using real quick?
So I've got Shadow Name.
Okay.
Plus Cabal bonus.
Okay.
And then this is delving into time. So I'd use the mirror again, but I didn't take the bonus for that.
Gotcha. Okay.
I mean, you didn't need it. Jesus.
I didn't need it. 8 successes.
Yeah. 10 dice, 8 successes. Yeah.
2 questions. Are we going to be able to transport this grimoire back to the Arrows safely?
Yes.
Do all of the grimoires... Is something bad going to happen if all the grimoires are together? I'm thinking that they were probably separated for a reason. I want to delve into if they all come together, is something bad going to happen?
Right. I'm trying to think how this answer comes across. Yeah. So
I spent the extra. I spent the extra reach for the.
Yeah. At this point, yeah. Why wouldn't you? No. It basically comes,
you get a solid maybe.
Yeah. It basically comes across that, like, if the grimoires are brought together, like, they have the potential for more than separate, but there's no inherent, like,
great power.
Right. Yeah. There's no inherent like good or bad. There's equal amounts of potential.
Okay.
I do want to ask Giza, though. Can you tell what the spells are? Like, can you use it?
Oh yeah, the grimoire as itself, yeah. Like, and I'm sure the Adamantine Arrows, when they first had it, back in like 1930s, used it for its, clearly intended purpose of laying waste to opponents, but to figure out how it does so much more than just a standard grimoire. Like that's something else. It's like it's, a fragment, a piece of, more, and like without seeing the rest, you have no context of what exactly you're looking at.
Okay, so you can tell what it does, you can use it, you just can't copy it.
We could copy the rotes themselves, but not the actual
it won't
effect.
do the same thing.
Right.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, it is more than that. Yeah, he's like, yeah, this is like getting a taste of the good stuff, and then being told that you got to wait.
So I would suggest at this point that sorting out who gets what for the grimoires, we can sort out later.
Hmm.
No sense allocating chickens before those eggs are laid, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And I kind of glance at Songbird and at Tratus like fairly
Weird. Even I know that that's not how
That's
that
not
phrase
how the
goes.
idiom goes.
Maybe it does in Canada.
You don't flap your ducks before they. Wait, no, that's still not right.
count
But
your
yes.
chickens before they're hatched.
Correct.
Right, but we're dividing up who's going to get what eggs before we even have eggs
I
to
don't
begin
think
with.
right now anybody's actually trying to divide
Mhm.
up. It's just more so that like that is me providing information that like you
Yeah,
guys, if you go off and you risk yourselves to find this stuff, it's yours.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
just going to be political pressure to be like, no, come park it in the Athenaeum.
I
That's
mean, I
it.
also do have an obsession to get things for the Mysterium. So.
Right. Yeah, and that's it. The particular Athenaeum here doesn't have a big draw for grimoires the same way they want information on creatures and things of that nature, cryptids and stuff like that, other supernatural entities. So this particular Athenaeum doesn't have a big pull on that stuff. There's probably another Athenaeum in the caucus that would be like, I want this, but yeah, so you guys pass this off. He's kind of gives it one longing watch. You guys kind of
A single
take it
tear
out
rolls down
Yep.
his cheek.
and head out to the forge. Is the whole cabal going, or just Songbird?
I wouldn't mind going
forge.
just to have a quick look at it in the car, if that's okay.
Sure. Yeah,
See
and
the
I mean, you
armory?
guys could detour, and yeah, I mean, it's up to you guys what you want to do.
Can we go to the armory? Like, will they let us in?
Yeah, the Adamantine Arrow is considerably less picky and secretive. Like don't go in expecting to just,
I will call ahead.
Sure.
Mhm.
Like, hey,
I'll
we've got
call
Pip.
visitors.
I want to go see then if they'll
Yeah.
let me in.
Yeah, I'll call Pip on the way over there and be like, hey, the cabal is coming in. If that's okay, we're bringing our delivery.
Sure. Yeah, and you can hear the sound of like boards breaking and a little squeak of wood and metal and stuff like that. Yep, your other delivery came in too.
Awesome.
Nice.
So yeah, come on down. That's fine. Yeah, bring them in. If nothing else, they deserve a cup of crappy coffee. We'll see when you get here. And yes, Craig, if you were you wanting to scrutinize, or were you wanting to cast a divination thingy? Or
How long is the ride over?
well, I mean, it's a bit. Scrutiny though is like matters of seconds. So
Sure. So I'll do a quick scrutiny and then I might do a spell after that.
okay. Just to let you know, you're starting
Sure.
with an opacity of 6.
Sure. Okay, so I got to get 21 successes of 3 rolls. Thereabouts,
Yep.
I think, is how that works. Okay. Looking
How many rolls?
3 rolls.
No,
By
I only
3.
need 3.
Yep.
It's
Is
like
it 3?
6, yeah.
Is
It
it
depends
Gnosis
on what
plus
you-
Arcanum.
Yeah, it depends on what you're rolling.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay. So doing fate.
And Gnosis, so yeah, you'd have
And
6
Gnosis.
rolls before you started to
Okay.
mess stuff up. Potentially mess stuff up. Okay. 5. Cool.
Okay, there's the first level.
Mm-hmm. And I will tell you, as you are digging into that 5th level of opacity, the main thing that you because this one is different than the others that we've done. Basically, you clear away that 6th level, and you pick up that, yes, this is made from awakened magic. But one of the things that you definitely pick up is this was not constructed wholly by mage hands. Like a supernal being was involved in the actual making of it. Then as you start to like, oh, I'm going to dig deeper, and like you cannot clear this opacity off. Like whatever it is, there's something that like it's just not clicking in your head. Like functionally, like mechanically, you can't clear opacity 5. Narratively, you know, you're pouring mana through this thing and you're trying to read the echoes, and like you're getting odd symbols and shapes and stuff like that that like are obscured by other things, like things that you can't quite pick up, and like I need something else to be able to read what I'm looking at.
Sure.
So yeah, and you very, very quickly realize, this is the thing Kiza was talking about. So they spent a week trying to figure out what that, you know, other thing was. Fortunately, because of the map, it was like, it's probably those, in order to delve further. Which, by the way, for those of you who are thinking about storytelling mage, this is how you stop mages from going, haha, I revealed this entire thing by spending a bunch of mana at it. And this is, there's a mystery here. So cool. And then you said you had a potential spell?
Yep.
Cool. What are we casting?
I'm doing interconnections.
Ooh.
I'm going to go with 2, so I'll need 3 reach. But I got 3, so that's good.
Reveals the marks of fate on people, places, and things the mage observes. In addition, allowing the mage to detect any sympathetic connections between the subjects. Mage can also identify those who have violated magical oath or presence of spells with conditional durations.
I'll just do this really quick, so I don't want to get too crazy. I'll be using my crystal as a tool.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be 11.
Yeah, so what reach are you doing? Instant?
Instant, and then the 2 reach for the extra info.
But it's
the mage can also discern specific information about the subject's destiny, such as doom, a subject, or destiny merit with the parameters of the condition and the duration. I can also detect possession, supernal, mind control, alterations of destiny. So if the destinies of these things...
Those are 2 separate.
Yeah, those are 2 different reach things.
Oh, okay.
So you can't get
so just a 1 reach, because they're not going to be a doom. So, well, there might be a doom.
There might be.
So yeah, I'll just take the 2.
Okay, no, that's it. If we want, we can roll a chance die on Paradox.
I'm not feeling too confident right now, so I'm going to say no.
Okay.
So that'll be 11.
Mm-hmm.
3 successes.
11 device. Yeah. So hang on. Which reach did you decide to do?
If there's a doom, so
okay. So yes, there are sympathetic connections.
Yeah. Well, specific information about the subject's destiny, such as the presence of the doom on the subject,
right.
or if it's going to impart
the
a doom.
2 reach one. Yep.
Yeah.
Basic stuff. It has some sympathetic connections that kind of tie to you guys. As the people who have recovered it, there's a sympathetic connection to Hiza that has basically a tie of like obsession to it. And there's, a connection off in, just off that's like to a creator that still exists, which considering its age is like, oh, that's kind of weird. Oh, wait.
Supernal hands, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it does have a doom that was and will be.
Okay, so I get the nature of that doom.
Specific, such as the doom or the parameters of a condition. Actually, let's see here. What exactly? This is also me stalling. Because I'm trying to think. Destiny. Oh wait, that's a mage one. There we go. Has a doom by which it comes to a tragic end. Yes. So so the doom basically ties to like a death of a civilization. Like burn down a civilization. It did it once, it'll do it again. And you get this like where most destinies and dooms that you as an Acanthus have studied is like, yep, and that's it. A to B, and then it's over.
So
and
this thing goes through history destroying civilizations.
It doesn't necessarily. It just like potentially can.
Right, creates the conditions under which a civilization can be destroyed.
I mean,
yeah.
Okay.
We got a little bit of that from our research.
Yeah.
There's like rumors of like armies marching with this at its head or something like that.
Sure.
Yep.
So
crowds of people's heads exploding.
I kind of like pull back a little bit from the tablet.
Yeah.
So wow. I was looking at something else when you guys were looking at this thing, I think. And, like there's a supernal hand in creating this thing. Some supernal entity has had a hand.
I assume you're telling this as we get to the
as we're driving,
still in the fucking Uber.
Yeah,
or whatever.
So like a supernal entity had the creation in this, and this thing, it destroys civilizations, or creates conditions under which civilizations are destroyed. This thing carries a pretty powerful doom with it.
Radical.
Cool. Let's lock it up then.
Maybe the Guardians should have this.
It's more like, let's put it back in the hands of people that aren't us, and put it away. Don't lose it again. Yeah.
You guys, are kind of having this discussion as like, you guys walk through these, hallowed forge halls, and make your way into this wonderful.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Yeah. Wonderful workshop. Colossus, stands up, kind of looks and sees, the three of you, nods to Tratus and Songbird specifically, and a smaller polite nod to Wyrd, and kind of starts to end his stuff. While Pip comes over and goes, "Where is it? Where is it?" Ah! And grabs hold of it, and it's like, of course, it's in a big museum case. Okay, and like sits down, like starts to work the thing open, and goes over and sets it back down in that drawer. Just like, cool, back where it belongs. Pats it, slides it shut.
That is really dangerous. Do you have a more secure place to lock it?
I mean, this place is pretty secure.
You're kidding, right?
You lost it once.
We, to be fair, we didn't lose
out
it.
of here. It wasn't stolen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We lent it to somebody who went over to the Sears.
Be polite in front of my friends.
You are embarrassing.
Thank you, Atreides. Just got my new patch.
Just saying, we just saw what it does.
What do you mean? What it does?
Do you not know what it does?
I mean, it's a combat grimoire.
And I look at
That's
Atreides and
understatement.
Shake my head a little bit.
Do you want to share with the rest of the class?
There's we already talked about how there's more than one of them, right?
Right.
So supposedly he's just got some inclinations that they might grow more powerful the more you have together.
Okay. So a reason
he wasn't able to get into this one.
Okay. And why are we so concerned about it needing to be locked up?
Reluctantly,
something about fate.
Yeah, something about doom.
Reluctantly, I say that a supernal entity had a hand in the creation of this grimoire, and it carries with it a doom that destroys civilizations. It's destroyed civilizations in the past, and it will do so in the future.
Which I think is rad as fuck.
Okay, so yeah, we don't lend this one out. It like looks over at Colossus, and Colossus is like, "Yep, no, I agree."
Yeah, maybe don't let people borrow it.
Okay, yeah, we'll look into it. Yeah, I mean, this is
Well,
if nothing
I can
else,
think of 3 people that would be able to borrow it.
And Pip is like, well, yeah, we'll inform Red Dread that this is clearly a bit more than we thought.
Double secret probation.
Right. It's been it's been 6 decades since we've actually had it, so
sure.
We'll look into it ourselves. Mysterium aren't the only people who can look into grimoires, and we'll
By the way,
take a
could you
look at it.
pop that back out? I wasn't quite
Oh, yeah.
done with it.
And passes it over.
Cool. You tell me whether this is like scrutinizing or like trying to like cast a prime spell to like weave around some of the magicalness of it.
Mm-hmm. So what is the angle here?
I'm trying to create almost like if I was studying someone's nimbus or whatever. Like I want to study this thing's specific magical pattern.
Mm-hmm.
That way I'd be able to possibly track or resonate with others that are its siblings.
I think that kind of like I like the idea of not necessarily a nimbus because it doesn't have a nimbus,
sure.
But yeah, the kind of magical resonance it has to recognize siblings. I dig that. Yeah, I think that's definitely going to be more of a spell than necessarily scrutiny.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Probably what was the it's just a 2 dot to read somebody, or is that the 1 dot for prime? Where you like, oh, what is your obsession? And nope, that is 1 dot prime.
Yep, Supernal Vision.
Yep. Yeah, basically, yeah. So it'll be a 1 dot spell without getting into too much.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was something higher.
Oh yeah, it actually even has if an object is imbued, enhanced, artifact, and may ask different questions. Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna throw just Shadow Name at it.
Okay.
I got 3 successes. So
yeah.
I can have.
So yeah, and then of course you've got potency, number of spell or number of questions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know any of these questions. I guess I do want to know supernal world that it's most closely aligned to. Like, can I figure out what type of supernal entity?
Right. Well,
I mean, I have an idea, but
right, this particular one comes up as it's closest to Pandemonium.
Pandemonium, yeah.
Yep.
I figured as much.
Yep. And then you get this, kind of to borrow the pop culture reference, a very Triforce kind of feel of this is a segment of a greater whole, but you can recognize that part of it, such that should you find another thing like this and cast the same spell, you'd be like, aha, this is another part of that.
Cool.
So yeah,
I don't know that I have any more specific questions or anything.
Sure.
Just wanted to kind of get that so that I might be able to sort of have that in my gnosis and be able to kind of replicate that at a later date.
Right. But yeah, meanwhile, I think Atratus is over here like, look at all the pretty toys.
Mage Sight looking around this room at all the neat stuff.
Yeah. Which includes over in a corner a suit of armor that is, lit as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very, very, very Thunderbolt, very, very, very levitation. But yeah, quite a, big.
I didn't study the matter part of this suit of armor, so I don't actually know fully what it does.
What it's made of. Is it?
Is it what?
Yeah. If I just look at it with like matter Mage Sight, can I see I can see what it's made of? Yeah.
I believe that's it.
That'd be, was it Craftsman's Eye? Or Discern Composition?
I know there's a certain composition matter does highlighting its value and quality, as well as its structure and durability. So you wouldn't necessarily know what it's made of, just how tough it is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you can definitely cast that.
It's a 1 dot matter spell.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unless you're throwing really weird things at it, you don't necessarily need to use the whole template. So yeah, okay, yeah, there we go. 6, 11, yeah, for instant and
Yeah.
Yep.
5.
Hot damn.
So yeah, while this appears to be, a normal suit of armor, discerning its composition, it is not made of steel. Oh, I'm on the right chapter. And this is the part where the matter comes in. It is made of dumanium.
Oh.
That's perfected steel?
No, it is a alloy
perfected
of
alloy.
tin and iron, I think.
Okay, I can make... You make this
Yes.
power 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And
Oh, it
yeah,
scavenges mana. It scavenges mana.
no, that's Sophis.
What's it do? Yeah.
Dumanium basically has increased durability, mana capacity, or an equipment bonus. If it's a weapon, it can use a store mana to make the weapon's damage aggravated for a single attack. Yikes. As a reflective action, it requires 1 mana from the weapons store, not yourself. Dumanium must be size 3 or more to act as effective armor, which a big suit of armor is. And you can use potency to for the armor into armor made this way for 1/1 armor instead of equipment bonus to a maximum of 5/5. And then can use channel mana to put mana back into it. So yeah, when used on weapons, it makes them very, very scary. When used on armor, it makes them pretty darn beefy because you take the baseline of whatever it was and then add potentially 5/5 on it.
Add
So-
1/1 based on how much mana you put in it?
Based on how much potency you put into it.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, if you just use it as armor, you actually don't need the mana. It at that point it's dumanium, and it's just, if it's 5 potency dumanium, you're set. Mana is only used by the attacking part. But yes, that is the bad part. So it is some gnarly armor. You don't know exactly what quality of dumanium it is, but
This is probably the first time I've seen Dumanium.
yeah. Tin and iron and mercury combined together.
Yeah, once I see you taking a look at it, I think I pop over and
Yeah.
Ooh,
So-
what is that?
It's
Matter Witch, what's up?
really neat. And yeah, it's like it's an alloy of all these things, and
It's pretty.
it's very
darn-
good.
Mhm.
The only problem is it is still a giant suit of armor that is not subtle.
No.
And
To
little
give you an
acronymic-
idea, by the way,
anachronistic, right?
sorry, what was that, Craig?
It's a little anachronistic.
Yeah, little anachronistic.
Mhm.
By the
Anna
way,
who?
basic full plate is 4/2
Out of
armor.
time. Drew, did you want to give me a condition from that?
Oh yeah, I get 1 too because 5 success.
Oh yes, yeah, we blow. Yeah, yeah, 8 successes. Yes, you do get a condition. Let's see, what were we divining?
The
I
Doom.
was reading
Oh yeah,
the
interconnected.
fate of that tablet.
Bonus to investigation. I feel like.
Sure.
And yeah, so and Detritus wants a condition too.
Everybody wants condition.
Yeah, everybody wants conditions.
Even this arcane XP.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. Actually, you know what? Let's just go ahead and just give you both the arcane beats because
Okay, cool.
To quote Dave B in his actual play, he can't be arsed to come up with a condition.
I love you.
Yep.
Especially since I let 2 of mine expire and didn't get this beat.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Thank you for the beat.
Yep.
Sick beats, bro.
We've got the beat. All right. Yeah. And so Pip comes over and joins you. It's like, yeah, Dumanium. All right. And Colossus is like, Dumanium? Excuse me? Who? What?
Have you not seen this? It's real cool.
Oh, yeah. And he comes over. Okay. Yeah. And like, well, yeah, it was here, but I was working. So yeah, like there's a little crowd of you guys going, ooh, ah. And Colossus kind of walks over and kind of like touches it. There's a little hum to, the motion. So he uses, I think it's one of the legacy things, but yeah, he's like, yep, this thing, like, you want to wrestle Godzilla? This is the thing to wear.
Hell yeah.
Is there any way to make it more subtle?
You could cast a spell on it.
Would incognito presence just make people not notice you walking around like this?
Yep. Yep.
That's
100%.
okay.
That is, there's a reason incognito presence costs a mana. Because people would just be like, dude in armor.
Whatever.
Yep.
Would that also make the spells less noticeable?
No, because
No.
that's more of Supernal Veil. But yeah, if you got the combined spell to do incognito presence and Supernal Veil and just go,
you could just use this and no one would.
Yeah, nobody would recognize that you just walked by them. Nobody would notice,
just use a lightning bolt to turn their brain into paste.
Yeah, now that they may notice. But
does it fly?
Yes. Yeah, it has levitate on it. Yeah, you are near as Thor as you can be. But
I'll save it. I'll save it. I'll save wearing it for a birthday present for when Jimmy awakens.
Yeah.
Jimmy, I've got a surprise for you. I actually am Thor.
Yep. Colossus, let me borrow your hammer. You guys have a bit of ooh and ah session with that. And yeah, the general agreement from, the Adamantine Arrow guys is, this is great if we ever have an opportunity to go like fight something that nobody else can see, but not wearing this in public. But it looks good on that mannequin.
Mm-hmm.
So anything else you guys? Go ahead.
I wanted to ask Colossus about like forging things. She's like, I want to try to build things. I've never used a forge. Is the forge necessary?
No.
I can just.
For him, it's an oblation.
Yeah.
But if you want to make magic things, no, you just have to. He points over. It's potentially. Yeah, I mean, if you've got the right spells and you're a Moros, so yeah, this is for me. I cast better after working here. But if you're in a hurry and you need something, screw all this, lay hands on the damn thing and make it what you need. He goes, you don't have to actually point of, walks over, like picks up a big, ingot of steel, sets it down, and just no active, well, actually, Mage Sight would, peripheral Mage Sight would trigger because it is a supernatural effect, but there's no actual spell cast to it.
It just changes.
Yep, and it's just like it goes from being like a solid ingot to just like a big, like flat disc, like frisbee almost, and it's like like that the smithing that is an oblation and a yantra, and so for me this is just building up my reserves and allowing me to do other things.
I'm gonna grab Songbird's attention and just say I'm gonna go wait outside.
Okay. A little bored.
Just the prickliness is getting to me. That's all. I'm gonna head out.
Okay.
Cool. Anything else?
I'm probably good here.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys meet up with Wyrd outside, or is Wyrd off to go do something?
No, I'm waiting.
Cool.
Can I get these are your people, not mine. I wanted to get materials to practice making things with.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
No
you have no
friends.
adamantine arrow status. No. You could potentially get 1 dot, but
no.
cool. So what's the next step? Guys
Are
headed anywhere?
I think we're really done for the day.
I want to go back to the Leaf Theater because that freaking Hallow is just pissing me off.
All right,
Like taunting you.
cool. And I mean, the gang is there practicing and what have you.
Yep.
But make your way back to the Leaf Theater. Roll that Gnosis plus Composure or whatever it is. Yeah, Gnosis plus
Roll
Composure.
that beautiful bean footage.
Finally.
There you go. Yep.
So
Oh,
what does an
good
exceptional success get me on a
Then
Nothing?
You get more mana.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, finally roll them 6 dice. Got 5 successes. Let's see here.
finally? I've had this thing for weeks. I haven't gotten a single mana out of it. Well, I guess a
haven't
few,
gotten any
a few
mana
days
on
I
your
guess.
own.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So that actually tops me up then.
Cool.
First time since session 1.
You do tend to go.
Were
through-
you not already maxed out with the fact that you actually get 3, not 1?
Well, I didn't go through and
You
add
didn't
in for all the times I
retroactive, don't
scoured.
think. Yeah.
Mhm.
Weird is back, says Vex. Cool. Anything else? Otherwise, we can start fast forwarding to the airport.
Yeah.
I want to talk to Hadramiel one more time before we go.
Cool. Go meet face to face, or
Yeah.
okay, sure. Guys, find a place to meet up.
Mm-hmm. So I know that you've got your BlackBerry
Yes.
full of notes and such on the Supernals. Is that?
Mhm.
I hope it's not too personal. Is that like a bit of a obsession for you, like cataloging them, or
cataloging.
just a bit of a hobby?
It's not an obsession, but yeah, definitely have it. Knowing the right names to call. And
Sure.
there are some on my list. And he kind of scrolls in. Like, there's definitely like a tilt of his phone, so like you can't see it. But he's like, yeah,
Sure.
there's some on here that are crossed off because they are not pentacle friendly.
Sure. How do you know that when you meet them?
Know what? If they're pentacle friendly?
Yeah.
Conversation and questions, and sometimes they recognize me on sight. But it's not a crapshoot completely. I feel like there's probably more who would side with us than are necessarily a Exarch lapdog.
Sure.
But yeah, every now and then you meet one, and
But I'm sure that the seers say the same.
probably, yeah. I'm sure the ones that come to their call are, more likely to be friendly.
They've got inside guys,
Right.
It's just I've kind of had it stuck in my head that I've called on Intersection twice now, and with the way that the Abrimos in Philadelphia reacted to him, I wanted to make sure I wasn't calling on something that wasn't safe, or that I wasn't calling on. I mean,
Right.
I gave you his description. We can both kind of understand how some people might see him.
Yeah, no, I can see that. But the eye is, a classic occult symbol. It's a classic, Christian theurgy symbol. Like, it has more meanings than just, the panopticon.
Sure.
But yeah, it would be a symbol I would use in my personal castings.
Right.
But I mean, you were looking for somebody who could view and see things, and being covered in eyes, space, arcana that makes sense.
Okay. Well, I guess if you ever want to catalog together, I'd be interested.
Okay. I might be willing to, share some notes occasionally or something. I mean, you were
Sure.
kind enough to share what you knew about intersection.
Sure. I can't say that I'm going to start like summoning them willy-nilly. That doesn't really
Oh, okay.
sound like a good plan.
Like you can definitely see that. Like that was a concern. He's like, wait, hang on. Just start calling stuff up. Yeah.
But I do want to, there's you can see like Songbird trying to do math in his head. Well, 2, and then there's a bunch of types of them. All right, like, so I don't know. I've only ever seen the one cherubim. I haven't even seen a seraphim yet, so I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, for all I know, I summoned intersection myself, and met them, and they just appeared differently because that was my expectation.
Sure.
Their shape is mutable. It kind of motions at you. It's like it's one of those things to be concerned. And yeah, when you summon a supernal being, steer clear of anything that might be Exarch related. And
sure.
You might be okay even if they are friendly too, because I mean they are unknowable beings. Their thoughts, right. And he kind of rolls his eyes. He's like, his thoughts are not our thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah. Intersection mentioned something along those lines the last time I talked to him. That everything here is such a pale shadow of something that exists in his world.
Right. Yep. And they're I mean, they don't eat, they don't drink, they don't sleep, they don't, live and breathe the way we do.
You're saying they don't fuck?
I would imagine not. Though somewhere there is a supernal ideal of intercourse.
Well, we should try and find that one.
Like gets up from the bench. Terrific talking with you, Songbird. I'm glad that you are, a little more, feeling better. But yes, it is, it is a dangerous thing to,
sure.
Don't give information out that you don't want potentially shared with anybody else.
Other mages, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Kind of help put me at ease a bit.
Good. Yeah. And just, puts his hand on your shoulder and says, practice safe summoning. And then grins at himself at a lovely dad joke and bebops his chubby self off.
Oh, me.
Yep. So, cool. Anything else that we're wanting to touch on?
Can I acquire things to practice so I'm not just fucking up Songbird's furniture?
breaking. I mean, potentially, like you can easily find like scrap and junk and stuff like that out on the street because you don't technically have one dotted resources. Now that said, you do have 1 or 2 status in Mysterium.
I have 1.
Yeah, so I mean, you can borrow some materials, but they're going to expect them to come back. Right. That's potentially Songbird can pick up some stuff.
Can I just roll to see like what I can find?
Yeah, well, is there any specific thing you're looking for? And then we'll determine what we need to roll. Just like, aluminum or tin or just like...
make like little figures.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Actually, go ahead and cast, what is that silly spell? It's actually not a very silly
Locate
spell.
object.
Yes, but not, because locate object is the
Detect
space
substance.
one.
Sorry,
Detect
detect
substance.
substance.
Yes. Yeah, so like there's no even rolling. That's just going to be cast that spell, walk around and be
11
like,
dice.
yeah. So you wander around,
25.
New York and find, pieces of rebar or, aluminum foil or whatever it is that you're looking for and be like, oh, here's a little bit, here's a little bit. Because let's be honest, at the end, melt it all, and you're good. So, yeah. So, spend an afternoon kind of wandering around New York and just picking up little bits of things
Collecting
and
things.
yeah, just throwing it in a little, bag and be like, okay, I'm going to take this back up.
Yeah, I'm going to spend that evening playing around with stuff.
Cool. And unless you actually want to make something in the end,
Yeah, I had an aspiration to like actually craft like a little bird figure. Like,
oh, cool.
it's not going to be alive yet because I can't make it a golem.
Right.
But just like
Something
a
that
little-
may eventually become.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so that's definitely going to be like shaping.
I was trying to do my template. If I'm doing it in my domain, I don't need reach.
Right.
This one should probably take a crafts roll.
Wits plus
also.
crafts. Mm-hmm. -1.
Cancel, I think. So it's 11 just to do it,
Mm-hmm.
and wits and crafts to see if it actually comes out like I want.
Correct. Yeah, wits and crafts -1. If you're talking about like a very realistic looking bird, or
I was making like a little clockwork.
right. There you go. Yeah. So especially since you're doing it in your domain, it's just that instant reach and just like, hello, pile of stuff, slap, haha, bird. And by clockwork bird, do you mean you're actually putting in like the little gears and stuff like that, so
Yeah.
it actually has
It's
motion?
like intricate and nice so it can move, yeah.
Very well. Yeah. Blam, done. Screw using the forge.
Sit it on my desk.
Yes, my first one.
Mhm.
Build your way up to a condor. We were talking about burbs. Yep. Okay, cool. Anything else you guys had planned or interest in?
Just I guess at some point in this time frame, I have like set us a date and bought tickets.
Sure.
Yeah.
Cool. So as things are kind of running, kind of late. Where were we at? Wednesday, I think. Yeah, I mean, like we're moving forward. Yeah, there's a big like knock on the entrance to the subway for
To
Wyrd.
the street door.
Ooh.
The locked up door.
I go check it out.
Okay. And kind of like poke your, head
Well,
around.
cautiously, I don't want to be seen.
Mhm.
But I want to see what's out there first.
Go ahead and roll wits plus composure.
Sure. This is.
Well, hang on. Are you trying to you're trying to like peek out, or are you talking about like peek to see what's in the subway?
No, I'm trying to. It was the street door that I'm hearing the banging on, right?
Right.
Yeah, so I want to get an idea of what's on the other side.
Sure.
Without revealing myself.
Mhm.
Would train observer kick in here?
Yeah, because you're perceiving, even if you're trying to listen.
5 successes.
Not a problem. Yeah. You
I'm
lean over.
back. Okay.
And yeah, there's a kind of muted voice. You can't quite tell what they're saying, but it sounds like Stephen Klein.
Okay. So I poke an eye so they can see me, and I look.
Yeah, and yeah, you see it's just Stephen. And he goes, "Hey, so I'm up for this whole theater thing, but there's like more going on, right? Like you live in an abandoned subway. You have an office there. You got a whole bunch of people together to perform a play. Like, what is this?
I unlock the door.
Okay.
And I let him in.
Yeah, he opens that up. And he's like, "Oh yeah, hang on, I'll get," and locks it up behind, and like is looking around, and the place is barely lit, and stuff like that. And he goes, "Homie, sorry, not trying to insult like the way you live, just kind of weird that like this is how you live."
Ding.
Ding.
So I'm gonna take him back to the apartment.
The apartment.
Wait, stop.
Nope.
Mage sight.
Uh-huh.
Does he look the same?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Nobody's messed with him.
Not that you can see.
Okay. So I'll take him back into the apartment area.
Okay. He's like, okay, this is more comfy, and he finds like leans on the side of
A milk
the
crate
sink.
to sit on.
Yeah. I like to live low key.
Obviously, yeah.
And there is more to this, Stephen. And when you're ready, there'll be more of it.
I'm pretty sure I'm ready. I mean, I proved myself.
Have you?
I mean, I'm literally showing up like 5 days a week to a theater to practice some crazy play, which, by the way, the story is really good now. Now that I've actually like got it all, it's actually really good. But like, I mean, like, how did I like this started from I found a coin on the ground. What is going on?
It's you have to take the ride and see how far it goes, Stephen.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but I mean, that can't be the answer every time. Like, I took the ride. I went to a theater. I brushed up on my Shakespeare.
That's right. Let me tell you how this works.
Sci-fi space opera.
Let me tell you how this works, Stephen. When you're ready, you'll know what the next step is. That's how this ride works.
Like, you get the like biggest eye roll, and he's
Sure.
like, "Okay, yeah, okay, sure. I'll know the next step." All right, Mr. Miyagi. And
You've gone this far. You've gone this far, Stephen.
When you see him, he's like staring. He's thinking. He's trying to figure out like, does he know the next step? He's trying to like, and he's like, okay, yeah, whatever. I'll pay attention and go wax your cars or whatever.
All you need to do right now is perform in the play.
That's it.
For now. This is a lot like a roller coaster, Stephen.
Yeah, ups and downs. Take the ride. Yeah, I got the metaphor. All right. He like pulls the script out. And he kind of stops and he closes. He's like, did the rest of them have any idea all this?
Well, let's just say they haven't climbed the first rung of the ladder yet.
Okay, cool. So what? I'm in first place?
So far.
And that seems to like, he's like, okay, I'm okay with that. Like, I'm not behind anybody else. He's like, okay, well, kind of looks around. He's like, you okay for like food and stuff? And he like turns the tap and water comes out. And like, you're okay? I mean, I don't get it. Theater and a bunch of people and but then you live here? You're good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. And like the train goes, zipping
Whipping
by, and he
by, yeah.
goes, okay. You sure you live?
I've lived in a lot of places over the years, Stephen.
And this isn't the worst?
This is far from the worst.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. You want me to bring in like some soundproofing, like H crates or something to put up in here?
No, I kind of like it. It keeps me aware of what's going on around me.
And awake at all times of the night. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Well, then, yeah. The trains don't run that frequently in the evening,
Okay. Yeah.
like during nighttime.
All right. Well, yeah. Well, thanks for letting me in. I guess. And then kind of looking around. Okay. And of course, you've got all sorts of your sanctum-y stuff.
And like the whole place is just spooky as hell, and all kinds of the artwork in the fate and time imagery all over the place.
A new domain.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
yeah.
is my
It's
domain,
really
so it's
domain.
going to feel creepy. Stephen, if this goes well, you might be at the center of something amazing.
That is exciting and terrifying.
Yes.
Okay.
I also want to say you can take this ride as long or as short as you want. But if you want the prize, you got to take it to the end.
So there is an end.
In a manner of speaking,
Every end is a new beginning.
every end is a new beginning. But
Voice
once you
floats through
reach the
subway.
destination, Stephen, that's when you start to make your own rides.
When was the last time you went on a roller coaster? Like, are you jonesing for a roller coaster, or like you just like that metaphor?
Just a metaphor, Stephen.
Okay, well,
They
All
can
right.
be calm and tranquil. It can also be terrifying. But once you start, you kind of have to go to the end.
but you said I could get off whenever I wanted.
Well, yes, I will let you
I
off
would
the
like to
ride.
get off Mr. Bones' wild ride.
But if you want to get to the prize, you need to stick on.
Okay, well,
But let me ask you this. Could you stop
hey, not yet.
knowing what you know? Could you just let it go?
I mean, I am thoroughly curious and interested. And he kind of sticks his hand forward, and he's like, "You promise there's an end, there's a prize, there's something at the end. I'm not just having my chain yanked."
I offer his hand, but I don't take it. And I say, I promise. I don't promise that you'll see it, but I promise that it's there. Whether you find it or not is up to you. And then I offer him his hand.
Okay. Roll presence plus persuasion.
Sure. Presence plus persuasion. I clicked it. There we go. One success.
Cool. Yeah, shakes your hand, goes, "Okay, well, I'm going to head back then. Thanks for chatting with me. I don't know that I actually feel any better. I feel like I know more, so that works."
So I'm going to give him a bit of a boon.
Oh, okay.
Just a quick and dirty while we're shaking hands.
Mhm.
Give him a little boost.
Cool. Keep them on the ride.
Yep.
Cool. Any specific one, or just boon is good enough for you?
Just a boon that he's going to get a bonus on skill rolls.
Okay. Yeah.
Potency 3, so his next 3 skill rolls will be 9 agains or 8 agains.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay. I would suggest, by the way, in the future, the beneficial conditions works a little better because you can basically just give out like a condition for each potency.
Sure.
And then it lasts for a duration. So if it were a duration spell, then it'll last for a little bit longer and stuff. Anyways, doesn't really matter. But he shakes your hand, goes, "Okay. All right. Yeah. I can see my... Actually, I can't see myself out. You've got that padlock."
Yeah, I'll show him out.
And you guys bebop out. He said, "Thanks, Moira. Appreciate it." He's still not 100% sure that's, your real name or anything. And, makes his way off into, evening. Cool.
All right. I am going to be in so much shit.
There's so many people who are going to be very upset when they find out about this. There's going to be others who are just going to laugh and roll their eyes.
Although, like, I'm also not kidding myself. I'm pretty sure that there's some people that already know about this.
when you can scry and see into time and all sorts of stuff like that. So
And I've been leaving like a coin with a spell on it lying around in the street.
Yep.
Somebody's going to notice something.
So cool. Chris, you look like you're about to say something. Oh, okay. So cool. I think in that case, we will pick up at the, whichever New York airport you guys are flying out of.
JFK.
Yeah, JFK, bags packed.
Almost certainly.
With Logan with a duffel bag, and he's going,
Yeah, you're gonna have to check that.
yeah. He's like,
I like pat him on the shoulder. It's like, dude, I feel you. I like hand over my suitcase full of like fucking weapons and shit.
right. Okay. Yeah. We're flying first class, right? It's like,
Expectantly in Songbird, are we?
I mean, I imagine so. But
And the tickets.
Just got to get on the ride.
yeah. So cool. With that, we got 10 minutes left, but I'm DM is tapped. DM has no more prep. So cool.
I guess rewind just like a quick second.
Sure.
Doesn't even have to be a scene, but I do like check in over the course of this like week that we covered tonight
with
like,
Jimmy.
I'd like check in with Jimmy a couple times and
that's what I figured. And double checking.
Protection spell is still on him.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he would know if that was destroyed, not necessarily passed.
nothing's gotten past it.
Well, you wouldn't know
or
that.
at least no evidence of it
Right.
at the moment.
And then I'm trying to remember, Craig, did Wyrd ever mention it to the Guardians that Jimmy
Jimmy, gave
Okay,
as much detail as she could.
Yeah, okay. That's right. I was trying to remember who all, and I think at this point, all the orders are aware. Mm-hmm.
Then we doubled down on it at the council meeting too.
That's right. That's right.
It was just 6 successes on my crafting roll. I get a thing.
I mean, it's just an exceptional success on the crafting. You
don't get a beat or anything for that?
No.
Okay.
Yep, that is a special thing for
spell
spells.
thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So cool. Thank you guys for hanging out and sticking with us through yet another episode of Occultists Anonymous. I hope this is still entertaining for you guys. Well, I'm sure you probably would have bailed if it was no longer entertaining. Quick follow-up. Come join us on Discord to chat and talk about stuff and what you think they're going to find in Peru. Or put that in the comments if you're watching on YouTube. Or actually come in Discord, whichever. Come tell us what you think.
Talk to us about things.
Because I will totally not just be stealing your ideas. But I mean, it's a good way. Hey, I mean, the abyssal infested table hasn't come up yet, but it might still. That was, I can't remember, was that Titan, I think, brought that up. So yeah, we got some weird discussion. And also, if you're watching this, you're going, this is interesting. I don't know what's going on. We have a channel for that in Discord. I say, okay, we will help you out. And it's okay to bring like the dumbest newbie questions. You're like, you're talking about successes and dice, and I don't even know what you're rolling. We'll help you. It's cool. And that works for all the Chronicles of Darkness stuff. But do that. Check us out on Patreon. That is patreon.com/occultistanonymous, which is really, really long. You could just type the.staylucky.club. And that'll take you to the same place. And then, of course, check out the 2 Kickstarters that Onyx Path has going on right now. One with Handiworks Games for the 5e Scarred Lands monster book, which they keep posting previews of. And there's a crazy Scorpion Man thing on the most recent one that I saw. The art is top notch, guys. And then, of course, Deviants, the Renegades. If you want to play a superhero, this is how to do it in the Chronicles of Darkness. They literally what was the preview for Dark Eras coming out? They have a specialty for literally Super Soldier Renegade, which is crazy dumb. I'm going to take my mental. Well, I'm going to take my mental and social attributes, and I'm going to move them over to my physical attributes, and it can exceed 5. So you can straight up. I'm going to be Captain America and grab a helicopter flex. Yeah.
Or Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Yes. Did he do that too?
He in the most recent Fast and Furious.
Oh, that's right.
Shaw thing.
Yes, 100%.
It was great.
Yeah. Also,
Very
great
great.
movie series. Anyways, well, until next time, guys, we'll see you.
Stay lucky.